Welcome YouTube, this is Emperor Dion. In the monastic view of the world, we understand that much of what you would be led to believe about the world if you take it at face value is incorrect. And so the monastic view is the ability to see beneath the facade that the world projects forward for itself and to see the actual core of the underlying systems that are at play in front of you. And so with that being said, one of these monastic truths that you need to understand is that the people who run your society, the elites, the business owners, the CEOs, the big boys with all the levers of power in the system that control things and have status because of it, all these elites, they are, the elites are on the same side as criminals, like criminals, like they're on the same side. Criminals and the elites are the same side, guys. You see this. If you're at all honest about what you see in the world, you would see this. But yeah, in case you didn't know, now I'm telling you. My proof for that, well, just look at it objectively. Oftentimes in these liberal cities, they have very light on crime policies where pretty much a criminal can get out of jail or not even go to jail in the first place. Get off pretty easy. Organized crime, the people who actually do crime at a high level, the people who, they don't get their hands dirty. They have usually some dumbass off the street that needs money to do their business for them. Like people that are higher up in crime. These people's incentives are, you have to be smart to do crime at a high level, guys. Obviously, you got to be smart to do that. These people are, they are operating off of the same incentives as the elites, because these organized crime people, typically they have some status, they have authority. They obviously have to be in the position that they're in. Okay, these people are in a very similar position to the elites because they've got power, they've got influence, they've got organizations, they've got to manage people's interests under them. They've got politics going on with other crime bosses. They've got all these things that the elites have going on. They're trying to maintain control of something, okay? So the elites and these criminals, for the most part, like the criminal world and the elites are the same people pretty much. It's just one is sanctioned by the system and one is not, okay? They're the same people. They're the same types of people. The skill set that'll get you far in one will get you far in the other. So, and they know this too. Criminals and the elites do know this. Now, there's levels to this though. Because obviously the dumbass that walks into a gas station with a gun and robs the place, that guy, or the guy that is robbing an old lady or something like this, like obviously this guy is a dumbass. This is a low-level criminal. He'll get packed up and put in a slammer, obviously. The jail is full of these people. But you see, the jailhouse is full of all the people that the criminal underworld uses. And the criminal underworld persists. It persists because there are people that operate at a higher level than those people that are in the slammer. Okay? And these people, yeah, they are the people who are much more like the elites. And so, it's just like what I said. And the elites know this. The elites know that there are elements in society that run the underworld that are much more in touch, in tune with the actual people that they rule over. And so, like these criminals, they have power, and it would behoove them to befriend some of these criminals and use the power that they have to more concentrate their power and influence over the system that they run. You see, because the elites, they don't get down with the people as much as some of these criminals do. No, they need people that are closer to the people at times in order to further ensure their own rule. This has always been a dynamic. This is somewhat a function of capitalism, but this has always been the case, guys. Since ancient times, since the earliest human civilization, the elites always had an understanding that those criminals are their people. They have a mutual respect for each other. mafioso bosses and people who run the system, they have a mutual respect for each other because they know. They look at each other and they know, yeah, that's my brother. We're on the same code with each other pretty much. These are the same people, guys. The skill set that works over here, it also works over here. It's a transferable skill. So, given that these are the same people, do with that information what you will. But the fact is, everybody who's not an elite or a criminal, you are the prey. You are the cattle. You are the sheep. You're the people that are being predated upon by both sides. Whether it's be by the jackass that runs up and knocks you upside the head with a pistol and steals your wallet, or the guy who orders a police squad to come throw you in the pen. Either way, which would you get, the either which way you get it coming from, this is all the same people, guys. People who are able to exert power and influence against you. Yeah, these are the same people, whether it be the criminals or the elites. So if that is the case, then what are you to do about it? Well, obviously you don't want to be the people who are in the middle of this. No, you want to become the elite or become part of the criminal underworld. And when I say become part of the criminal underworld, I don't mean become just some jackass, like I said, that's a low level, low life, that is knocking old people upside the head for their wallet. No, you don't want to be that low level criminal, because they usually don't have good lives. No, you want to be someone higher up. You want to be the person who's running shit, the person who has a storefront business, some sort of a front for their operations. That type of crime, most people inherently respect. Women, the reason why women like criminals is because women kind of low-key know that criminals are something similar to what the elites are too. You always notice that women, they like either criminals or elite guys, pretty much. Yeah, this is wise, because women, even though they can't intellectually tell you, women know that these are the same people, pretty much. I mean, even women's sexual interest tells you the truth about this. But there's a lot of guys out here that are not aware of just how much. This is why you can always count on, if you're not an elite or you're not a criminal, you're always going to get the short end of the stick. 9 times out of 10. So, ideally, these are the two things you kind of want to be, even if you're not like explicitly a criminal. There's levels to this, like I said. There's levels to this. There's people who do crime their whole life and they have a pretty prosperous life, and none of their illicit activity are things that are easily traceable, or they're very well connected in the right ways, and they are able to just get away with whatever the fuck, But crime, what even is crime? Crime is something that the system says, no, you can't do that, sir. Freaking cell block 8 for you. All crime is something that the elites don't want you to do. But really, crime is just... I mean, guys, all these elites are committing crime against you currently. If you want to define crime by something that you don't want to happen, then yeah, the elites are committing all kinds of crimes right now. So really, crime only matters if someone is able to stop you. Now, there is a moral component to it too. Doing things that are morally wrong. Like I said, clubbing old people upside the head for their wallets, that's morally wrong. Hurting people in general is morally wrong, but I mean, there's levels to that too. Without going into too much detail though, all you need to know is that the elites and the criminals, their incentives are the same. And they acquire their incentives via the same mechanisms, by exerting power and influence. And so, if you understand this, you should know how to move accordingly. You don't want to be the cattle. You don't want to be the people in the middle of this. You better choose a lane, okay? There's two routes you can really go. But you don't want to be the sap sucker in the middle, no matter what. Because that person, you know, you'll never get treated well being the person in the middle who's not a criminal nor an elite. No, sir. Now, the criminals get good treatment. Not the low-level criminals. They get fucked, just like you do. But I'm seeing, like, the people that are higher up, you know, they get pretty good perks out of life, you know? They're living it. They're getting what life was meant to be. But you in the middle, oh no, you're a wage slavey. You're sitting in your wage cage, perpetually working for peanuts, you know, for a piece of paper that they literally print off of a fucking printer that has no value. Meanwhile, something happened to you. Oh, you think the police are gonna take care of you if something happens to you? You think that the ambulance is gonna take care of you if something happens to you? No, these people are gonna drag their feet. You know, they don't give a fuck. It's like, whatever. Like, sucks to be you, you know? You'll find out the truth about these things. When you actually need the system to work for you, it's not gonna work for you. But it'll work for you if you're an elite. It'll work for you if you're a criminal, at least a higher up one. Oh yeah, the system does incredible things for criminals because these are their people. These criminals are their people. And criminals are really just people who are exerting power and influence. Even if the system may not entirely sanction it. That's what they're doing, and these are their people, and they will give them better leniency. You know, as long as they don't do anything too trippy, you know. But anyways, you get the point. So with that, I'll go ahead and end it here. This has been Emperor D on the Lion, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.